Killing it, dog. Killing it. On January 20th, 2018, the big boys come to play at 2 championship bouts take place in both the heavyweight and light heavyweight divisions. Welcome to Neutral Corner, where we take fighters from both past and present from all prominent combat sports and stack them up against each other in a fictitious head-to-head battle, going by their statistics, accomplishments, and attributes to hypothesize who will be victorious between 2 combatants. It took me almost a year, unfortunately, but I'm finally starting to do MMA episodes in Neutral Corner. However, my Neutral Corner episodes that feature MMA or kickboxing will be a little different than my boxing episodes, and I'll explain why. Culturally, we view UFC events as entire cards as opposed to single fights. Unfortunately, casual MMA fans care more about UFC undercards than hardcore boxing fans care about championship boxing undercard. A lot of so-called hardcore boxing fans didn't know or didn't care who was on the undercard of the Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux bout, the Alvarez versus Golovkin fight, or even the Mayweather versus McGregor bout. But you will see social media posts from fans never even step foot in the cage make predictions about an upcoming UFC card in its entirety. And that's no disrespect to the fans that never fought before, because of the fans like you, MMA is the great sport that it is today. I'm just showing you the difference between the boxing and MMA fans. It needs to be said. Furthermore, boxing isn't a one-dimensional sport whatsoever, but compared to mixed martial arts, it is. MMA is primal. In MMA, there's a lot more X factors, a lot more ways to win, a lot more tools to use, and plenty of positions and scenarios that you'll never find yourself being in a boxing match. Even kickboxing for that matter. A lot of basic and elementary things in MMA are considered blatant cheating in boxing. And if I were to go over all these things in a single fight on a UFC card, the video will be over an hour long. Even just one fight potentially can be 3 times longer than an average Neutral Corner episode. So in every Neutral Corner episode that features MMA, I'll be giving more of a bite-sized analysis of several fights as opposed to a larger synopsis of a single fight. And for this specific card, I'm focusing on the headliners. First up, current champion Daniel Cormier versus Volkan Oezdemir. In my honest, humble, and irrelevant opinion, I think that Daniel Cormier deserves to be the main event for this card. If I'm not mistaken, he has won heavyweight championships and most other big MMA promotions in the world, in addition to being the light heavyweight champion in UFC. Although he did lose to John Jones twice, the last victory was overturned because John Jones got caught with steroids. I really looked up to John Jones, so it broke my heart, honestly. It's a shame to see him make so many ridiculous mistakes with his life. Volkan Oezdemir, a gentleman that has one of the coolest first names ever in all of combat sports, probably second to Barmezis. He has been tearing up the scene ever since he made his professional debut in 2010. Killing it, dog, killing it. Handling business in the Europe circuits, then he got signed to Bellator, body people there, and then got signed to UFC early in 2017 as a replacement opponent, only to upset the rising star St. Preux. Volkan is also 5-0 as a pro kickboxer. 12 of his wins are by knockout and 3 are by submission. While Volkan has the better stand-up and is an excellent fighter all around, I don't see him having an answer for Daniel Cormier if the fight goes to the ground. And if DC can put stand-up pressure on John Jones, he can definitely give Volkan a hard enough time to steer the fight wherever he wants it to go, whenever they're standing. This is a guy that's taken the shots of heavyweight and top competitors in the light heavyweight division from the UFC, despite giving up a size advantage every time. Personally, I feel that DC should diet and go down to middleweight. Worst case scenario, the fight turns into a stinker like when DC fought Anderson Silva. Smart money's on Daniel Cormier. But with MMA, you don't have a guarantee. I would have bet the house that Michael Bisping would have beat GSP before he retired. And GSP still came up in weight after his retirement and beat Michael Bisping. In our main event of the evening, we have Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. I'm probably butchering both of their names. It's sad for Francis because we're both African. Moving forward to actual important things, I guess. Stipe Miocic is tied with Randy Couture, Brock Lesnar, Cain Velasquez, and Junior Dos Santos, I believe, for the most consecutive heavyweight title defenses in UFC history, which is only 2 defenses, by the way. But the heavyweight title is usually passed around like a volleyball. It's not so much as far as winning by luck. They're all exceptional athletes, but heavyweights have enormous punching power with small MMA gloves, so you'll be doing everything right and get caught with a jab from a heavyweight, and with the small surface area of the glove, you'll have your whole life messed up. And in this particular fight, I believe the probability of that happening is very high because Francis Ngannou has the highest punching power ever recorded by the UFC. Stipe Miocic was an amateur Golden Gloves champion and a Division I college wrestler before getting into MMA. Over the course of his professional career, he achieved wins over the who's list of the most prolific heavyweight fighters of the last decade. Francis Ngannou started to learn to box at age 22 and didn't have much of an amateur boxing career to speak of, and did not discover mixed martial arts until traveling to Paris when he was homeless years later. He has a total of 12 professional mixed martial arts bouts, with 11 victories coming by way of stoppage. He's currently the top contender in the heavyweight division. While Francis does have some notable wins, it is Miocic that has the more impressive resume, perhaps the best resume of all heavyweight MMA fighters in UFC history, in addition to having a much more extensive background in martial arts and forms of competition. I feel like he has the edge against Francis in this bout. I want Francis to win, being a fellow West African, and I know that he has an incredible backstory that will inspire many, especially in his home country of Cameroon. But when it comes to pure meritocracy, I feel that Stipe Miocic has the tools to possibly break the title defense curse of the heavyweight UFC division. Miocic is more versatile on the ground and has better fundamentals on his feet, with incredible punching power to match Ngannou. Ngannou has the power but not the experience or the skill set that's necessarily needed for him to retain the title for a long time. But I will be very happy if he wins. And who knows, because things go up and down faster in the heavyweight division than the stock and bonds do in the stock market. That wraps up our 10th episode of Neutral Corner. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And let me know what you guys think in the upcoming UFC card in the comments below. And if you agree with everything that I said, please share this video with your friends and family on social media. It's your boy, Brian Miocic, the most powerful keyboard warrior on the planet. I will see you guys next time with Neutral Corner episode 11.